Hi everyone, my name is Ahmed and you are watching the Good Studio YouTube channel. So today we are gonna be creating this animation in Blender using geometry nodes. Before we get into this, I want to thank all of you guys for your love and support because we have just hit 50k followers on my Facebook page. I never thought I'll grow this fast, but here we are. I just hit 50k followers on my Facebook page. Thank you for being the part of this journey. And to celebrate this milestone, I have got something special for you guys. I am going to give away a big pack of my Blender project files. I am just preparing them right now and soon you will able to grab them as a thank you gift for you guys for helping me reach 50k followers. So yeah, the giveaway is coming soon. And one more thing, if you guys want to download the project file of this tutorial, you guys can download it from the link in the description. Now let's get into the tutorial. So we are going to start with the plane. So go ahead, add a plane, then open up geometry node editor, new node tree. Now we are going to delete this group input because we need to use a icosphere. Set the radius to 0.7. Now plug it into this group output section. Set the subdivisions to 2. Now why we have used this icosphere, we can use that plane as well. So if you guys can see here in this, you guys can see these pipes are coming outwards from different angles like a sphere. So that's why we use this icosphere, so that the pipes can come from everywhere. So now we need to add a instance on points node here, then press shift plus A, add a cylinder, then open this menu, set the vertices to 64. Now increase the depth around 4, then place it far away from your scene, then go ahead, duplicate this and increase the Z scale of this and decrease then press S, shift and then Z to don't scale it on the Z axis, scale it something around here. Then just go ahead, select this, come to modifiers tab, add a boolean modifier, then select this cylinder and apply this. Now if we press right click and we do shade smooth, we can see we are having these, you guys can see we are having this issue. So to fix this, we need to add a bevel modifier here, decrease the amount and increase the segments to whatever you guys want, and in the profile section set the shape to increase the shape value to something around here. And yes, I am good with this. So now select the plane and drag the cylinder and drop it into this node tree and plug the object info node into this instance section of our instance on points node. Now if you guys can see here, the cylinder is here, but as you guys can see, it's facing only on one direction. We want it to grow on different angles. So what we need to do is we need to tell Blender that add this cylinder according to normal. So we need to add a normal node here, then we need to add a align rotation to vector node. Now plug this align rotation to vector node into this rotation section. Make sure the Z rotation is selected. Now plug the normal into this vector section. Now if we come here to our instance on points node and decrease the X and Y value to something around here, you guys can see we are having this. So now we need to create that animation. Like if you guys can see here, they are on even scale. Like if we increase the Z scale value, you guys can see they have the same scale value, but in this render you guys can see we have this sort of random scale on it. So to do this we need to use the wave texture, and we need to add a combine XYZ node to tell Blender that only use the Z section, because if we increase the Z scale we can see we are having because we need to scale it on the Z axis. So first of all we need to tell Blender that only use the Z value, not these X and Y. So to do this we need to add a combine XYZ node first and place it here, then plug it into this scale section, but make sure to copy this X value. Now plug it into this scale section. You guys will see nothing here for now because we need to add our wave texture here. So add a wave texture and plug it into this Z section. You guys will see nothing here as well. So to see something, as you guys know, we have copied the X value from our instance on points node. So now select these both X and Y and paste that same value. Now you guys will see this, our wave texture now is controlling the Z scale value. So now if we play with the scale, you guys can see we are having this some sort of random scale on the Z axis. Now we need to add a map range node so that we can control that how powerful wave texture will go. So I am just going to tell you guys what values work for me best. The 2 minimum value was 5.53 and the 2 max value was 0.9. Now come to this wave texture node. Now if you guys are seeing this kind of things which is not good, so to fix this issue, what we need to do is we need to set the origin point to this bottom side of our cylinder. So go into edit mode, select this bottom faces, press shift plus S so we can set the cursor to selected. Now the cursor will come into the center of this cylinder. So now press right click, set origin, and then origin to 3D cursor. Now if we come here we can see the issue is resolved. Now just play with the 2 minimum and the 2 maximum value to get your desired look, and I am going with this kind of, and I am going with these values. You guys can copy it if you guys want. Now we need to animate it, like if you guys can see here in my original animation, if we press play, you guys can see we are having this. You guys can see it's animated, like it's going, the scale value is being animated. The scale value is going from 0 to 1. So to animate it, what we need to do is we need to play with the face offset value of our wave texture node. So make sure you are at frame number 1, press I on your keyboard, make sure your cursor is onto this face offset value. So press I to add a keyframe on it, then go to the end frame. Now set the face offset value to 37.699 and press I again to add a keyframe. Now if you guys go to first frame and the last frame, you guys can see we don't have animation because it's in a loop. Now if you guys press play, you guys can see we have this sort of animation. So now we have this looping animation, as you guys can see it's in a seamless loop. Now what we have to do is we need to add these balls. If you guys can see here, these balls, so select this plane and duplicate it. After duplicating it, we need to press this 2 button, or you guys can press it from here as well to convert it into a separate node tree. Because if we don't do this, you guys can see if I place it here and if I change anything on it, you guys can see the changes are applying to this object as well, because the geometry node on these two are the same. So we need to click on this icon to make a new copy for this separate object. So make sure to click on it. Now if we change anything here, you guys can see we have no changes on this one because it's a separate node now. Okay, so now we need to delete all of these nodes, so select them and delete it. Now just come to this icosphere node, duplicate it and plug it into this instance section. Make sure to hide this plane just for now. We'll have this. Now you guys can see here these are not spheres because the scale values, you guys can see here clearly the scale values are not perfect, so we need to set the scale values to 1, the default value. Now you guys can see we are having our icospheres. Now just increase the subdivision, I think set the subdivision level to 4 and reduce the radius to something like this. Okay, and now what we have to do is add a set shade smooth node here after this instance on points node here. Now we need to animate it, so add a wave texture, then a set position node after this icosphere node. Make sure you guys do that. Now we need to add a vector math node here, set it to multiply. Now plug the color into this vector math node, duplicate it, plug it here. Now add a normal node, plug the normal node into this vector math node and plug this into this offset section of our set position node. Now we need to play with this multiply node, so just select all of these 3 values and increase them to something and increase them something around here. Just fine, it will work. Now press Alt H on your keyboard to get back this cylinder as well. Now if you guys press play, you guys can see we have this animation. So now it's time for materials and the lighting setup. So just come to material properties, add a new material. So now just open shader editor here or just create a new window, shader editor, select this material here, this one, yes, material 001. Now we need to add a color ramp node here and plug that color ramp into this base color section. Now we need to add a noise texture node, then we need to add a object info node here, object info, and plug the random into this vector section and plug the noise texture into this color ramp. So now if you guys want 3 colors, you can press this plus button to add another color. Now first of all let me tell you what this will do. So just bring these here and set the interpolation to constant. Now just come to this node tree, press shift plus A, add a set material node here and select this material named material 001 and just go ahead add that same material onto these balls as well. Set material node, select this same material. Now let me tell you what this color ramp will do. Now if you guys can come here and grab this white color and turn it into any color that you guys want. Let me just turn off scene world and scene lights to get a better view. Now change the color of this one as well, green, and this one to something sort of red. Now you guys can see we have multiple random colors here. Now if you guys play with these values, you guys can get random colors. If you guys want blue as well, bring them closer, something like this. Now if you guys want more colors, you can click on this plus button and select any color that you guys want, just like this. As you guys can see, I am going with rainbow colors. I don't know. Plus, add new material, change the color. So yeah, you guys can change the materials just like this. You guys can have multiple random colors on a random object. That's why we used this random value. That's why we used this random value on our object info node. Okay, so now it's time for lighting. So first of all, we need to add a plane. So press Shift plus A, add a plane. Make sure your cursor is at world origin. So add a plane and place it at the back of your objects. Now rotate it 90 degrees on the x-axis. Scale it up something around here. Now make sure press 1 on your keyboard to get onto the front view. Now press Shift plus A, add a camera in your scene. Now press Control Alt plus O to get your view to the camera. Now just set the location to something like this of your camera. Increase the scale value of your plane. Now select your camera, come to object data properties and set the focal length to whatever you guys want. I'm going with the 100. Now just bring it back something around here. Okay, so now it's time for lighting. So press Shift plus A, light, add an area light here and place it around something around here, something down. Now press Shift plus T on your keyboard and point at the 3D cursor to point your light there. Something around here will work. Maybe place it here. Yes, okay, that's good. Now set the strength to something around 1000. Now duplicate this plane, press G twice so that it can come here. Now again press Shift plus T and point at the 3D cursor or on your object and it's got something around here. Now press Shift plus A, add a light, point light and place it something around here. Set the strength to 3000. Now we can use a HDRI as well. You guys can use any HDRI. Okay, so now just go into rendered mode and select the back. Now select the back plane, come to material properties, add a new material to it, select any color that you guys want, some sort of like this. Now select this object, come to material properties, this material and decrease the roughness just a little bit, something around here. 0.15 will work. And yes, we now finally have created this animation and you guys can get this project file from the link in the description. And now if we press play, you guys can see we have this animation. So yeah, if you guys have learned something, make sure to hit that like button. I'll see you guys in the next video and stay tuned for the giveaway. I'll be doing giveaway a big pack of my project files, Blender project file. It will include some of my big projects in it. So yeah, stay tuned. If you guys have learned something, make sure to hit that like button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.